Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today's video, you can already guess by the title and thumbnail, but it is going to be my most recent mini haul from Ulta. And instead of a regular boring haul video, I'm also going to be testing out these products on my face for the very first time, letting you guys know my first impressions. Some I really liked, some not so much. So if you would like to see all that, then just keep watching. So let's jump in here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a couple brow products that I hauled. I got the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Brow Gel in clear. I did read a couple reviews for this, and people were saying that this was comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So we'll see. I also got the Maybelline eyebrow pencil in shade Deep Brown. So here's packaging that it came in. I really have high hopes for this product. I've heard good things about it. My current holy grail is the one from NYX, their precision brow pencil. This is my go-to, my holy grail. Going into this pencil, I think this actually has a blocked edge, because most brow pencils that I've used are like really fine, tiny, circular edges. The one that I'm using now has kind of a more like blunt edge, kind of like a rectangle. That's the word I'm looking for. And let me open this one up. Oh, this is interesting. This is like a baseball diamond shape. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that on camera, but it literally looks like a diamond shape. And there also is a tiny little spoolie on the end that I will probably never use, but hey, it's good that that's there. If I'm on the go, if I forget my regular spoolie, I can make do with this. Okay, so right off the bat, this is applying very patchy. It's not as pigmented. Like, I'm not getting a ton of color payoff. It is going on very, very light, and I am using a heavier hand. And I'm using the exact same technique that I use every day. I don't know, I feel like I'm using a really, really heavy hand to get this color payoff, and I'm not used to putting in that much work. So yeah, I'm not really impressed with the formula. I guess we'll see how it blends out and how it wears, because if this wears all day and if it blends out really well, then I mean, for a drugstore eyebrow pencil that costs like $8, you really can't complain too much. So I have been working on these brows for the past 10 minutes, and this is pretty much as blended as they're gonna get. I mean, I keep on blending with my spoolie that I use all the time, and then it like completely vanishes. The product like comes off my brows, and then I go to like reapply, and then chunks keep falling off. So this has this is as good as my brows are gonna get today. So sadly, this is a total dud for me. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and set that with the e.l.f. Brow Gel. e.l.f. products are always a hit and miss with me. Like, I either absolutely love an e.l.f. product or I absolutely hate it. So we'll see. I really do like the tube itself. It definitely has Anastasia Beverly Hills feels to it. Whoa. Here's what the applicator looks like. Definitely not digging that. I have a feeling that it's just going to wipe away all this hard work that I did with my brows. So right off the bat, it is grabbing onto every brow hair. I don't like the fact that I have to hold it very close to my brows, because I feel like it is wiping off some of the product. I'm gonna apply just a touch more. I do feel like it is really grabbing my brow hairs and keeping them in place to where I'm brushing them. So yeah, yeah, I'm actually not mad about that. I'll keep you guys updated on how well this wears, if it actually, you know, holds the brow product in place all day. But yeah, first impressions, not hating it. This product in my haul, I am so excited about this eyeshadow palette. This is the new Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally try this. I think it's been a solid year and a half or 2 years since I've purchased an eyeshadow palette. And I don't really know why that is. I feel like all the eyeshadow palettes that have been coming out, especially the past year, have kind of all been repeats of the same theme. Like I've been seeing a ton of like burnt oranges and burgundies, warm, smoky tones. I mean, just a lot of the same old in different forms and different formulas, and nothing has really just caught my eye. And if I'm going to be spending $40+ on an eyeshadow palette, it needs to be something that I don't already have in my collection. So that's really what caught my eye and piqued my interest for the Norvina palette. It's like these purplish, cool tones that I don't really have right now in my collection. I also love my Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia. I use this at least like 2 or 3 times a week. I just really love the formula of those eyeshadows, so I'm really hoping that is the case for the Norvina. So sliding this out, it does have that same like suede texture, which I really am a fan of, minus the fact that it gets dirty so fast. But honestly, like, you can clean it. Opening it up. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm in love. This is the first time I've ever seen these eyeshadows in person. Like, as soon as it released on Ulta's website, I ordered it right away. Like, I didn't get a chance to go in store or swatch these. Seeing them in real life, so much more beautiful in person. So the names of the eyeshadows are right there underneath. I haven't even looked at the names yet. I just needed a moment to take in all of their beauty. I believe that there are 12 shadows in here. Oh, excuse me. There are 14 eyeshadows in here. And the palette itself was about, I want to say it was like $45, between $40 and $50. And for 14 eyeshadows that have, I'm assuming, really good quality, I think that is a really good deal. Okay, enough talking about the palette itself. I'm gonna try this on my eyes, and I am so excited. I haven't watched any tutorials for this palette already. I wanted to just open it up and take a look for myself, and then see what colors spoke to me and kind of come up with my own creation. So this can either turn out really, really well or go horribly wrong. It's gonna be one or the other. I'm gonna take this shade right here called Dreamer. It's like a peachy champagne shimmer shade, and I'm going to simply pop that under the brow bone. I wouldn't say this is overly pigmented. It's definitely more of like a glitter shimmer. So it would be beautiful as a topper to any eyeshadow, but you know, so far I'm impressed. Going into a transition shade, I'm gonna go for something a little different, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Love, and this is more of a peachy pink matte. Whoa, okay, so right off the bat, Love definitely has a little bit of fallout. Like, I barely tapped into there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's definitely some fallout, which I do expect. The 2 or 3 palettes that came before this Norvina palette, I had heard that there's a lot of fallout, but usually that means that the colors themselves are really pigmented, which I would not be mad about. And yep, this color, Love, is definitely applying very well. It's blending very well. Not patchy whatsoever. I'm using a very light hand. And yeah, I think that applied very well. So now I want to go into my main crease color, and this shade right here, shade Soul, is just calling my name. It's actually the same exact color that you see on the outside of the palette. It's such a pretty color. I don't think I've ever had an eyeshadow this shade before. It's like a periwinkle blue, like not really a purple, not really a blue, just kind of right there in the middle. So there's a little bit less fallout with this shade. And I'm just gonna pop that into my crease. Wow. That is really beautiful. I love that color. I feel like this is already my favorite color of the whole palette. And it is applying beautifully. I think I'm going to dip into the shade Rose Gold. It's right here in the middle. It looks really, really pretty. And then I'm just going to apply this to the lid, kind of focusing on the outer portion. Wow, that is really pretty. Not gonna lie, this is a little harder to apply with a brush. Mind you, I didn't apply any MAC Fix Plus, so my brush isn't damp or anything like that. So far, it's a little bit patchy, and I'm really having to press pretty hard to get this to apply. Okay, now for the inner lid shade, I'm gonna go in with this shade called Dazzling, and right off the bat, I'm not overly impressed with this shadow. I definitely don't hate it, but I just don't love it. It's a little bit disappointing. I'm gonna go in with my middle finger and just kind of apply a little bit more eyeshadow right in the middle, just kind of like a little pop of shimmer, just to see if that would change my mind. And this is the same shade, Dazzling. Okay. That's a lot better. And that is 10 times more pigmented. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with an outer crease eyeshadow. And I think I'm gonna try out this shade right here called Shade Passion. Okay, a ton of fallout with this shade as well. And I'm just gonna pop that onto the outer crease. Wow, that is actually a really pretty shade. It's a little bit lighter than I thought it would be. Definitely thought that this would be darker. It's going on like almost it's invisible. Wow. Okay. If you look at the palette, this is the darkest color. I guess this shade would also be dark, but it's weird that that is the darkest color and it's not going on super dark. So I guess I will say that that is the one downside to this palette. The fact that there's not one or two really dark shades, because I mean the rest of these colors, they're so fun to play with that you want to like if you're in the mood to create a smoky eye, you know, you want a few darker colors to play with to kind of give you that drama. Okay, so I think I'm gonna kind of clean up the edges a little bit. I'm gonna go in with this shade called Shade Base. It's a really pretty matte bone color, which I'm very happy that they put in this palette, because I always like to go in and just make the edges a lot more blended out towards the inner corner and then the outer corner. So I like having that matte bone shade. Okay, I'm also going to highlight the inner corner. I'm going to go back to that same shade that I popped under my brow bone. I'm just going to kind of roll that on my inner tear duct. Okay, so that's basically my eyeshadow look. I'm going to kind of clean up a little bit of that fallout and then do my eyeliner off camera, and then I'm going to move on. This is from Benefit Cosmetics. This is their Real Beyond Mascara, and here is the packaging that it arrived in. I've heard really great, awesome things for this mascara. As you can see, the bristles are really long, and I think they're like plastic bristles, and then the end has kind of like this circular spiky applicating tip, which I really love for getting volume on my lower lash line. So I'm really excited to wear this on my lashes for the first time. I'm applying this the way that I would apply any mascara, giving a nice coat on the top of the lashes and then going to the underside. And right off the bat, it does seem to be giving a lot of volume. I'm trying my best to do this at an angle that I can see what I'm doing, but also show you on camera what's going on. Okay, so I really love that applicating tip on the very end when I hold it like vertically. It's just applying mascara to every square inch of my lower lash line, which is what I need because they basically are invisible without mascara. So I just finished applying a second coat to my lashes, and the formula is definitely volumizing to the point where it's almost like clumpy, especially on the upper lash line. I'm gonna try to look down at an angle where you can actually see my lashes. It is very volumizing. I feel like my lashes are a lot thicker. Having said that, I don't feel like it was very lengthening as compared to other mascaras that I've tried. And it isn't very separating. I'm actually not mad about that because I would rather a mascara give me volume as opposed to length. And I feel like that's what this mascara is doing. I'll keep you guys updated on this mascara in my favorites or not so favorites and let you know how it wears throughout the day. But first impressions, I really like it. So I actually contoured this cheek and my camera wasn't even on. So I'm gonna kind of repeat exactly what I just did on camera. So this has some fallout. I noticed that right away. It fell into my hand, it fell into the pan itself, and then onto the brush. So definitely need to tap all the excess product off, and I'm just gonna apply that to contour my cheekbone. I really love this shade. I feel like it's nice and cool toned enough to be a contour instead of just a bronzer, but it also does have a hint of warmth to also be a bronzer. So it could be contour or bronzer. It's kind of neutral. It has a hint of warmth and a hint of coolness to it. In person, it's very, it looks matte. It doesn't look like crazy, like reflective sheen. At least not that I can tell. It's applying very well. I don't feel like it's patchy. I feel like it's blending out really beautifully. And it has like the perfect amount of pigment to it. It's not too much and it's not too sheer. I'm gonna go ahead and take a different brush and apply it to my temples. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. I feel like this is a little bit more pigmented than my Too Faced bronzer. Like with this product, a little bit really goes a long way, so you don't have to use as much product. You can use a lighter hand when applying. I'm really in love with this shade. I thought it would be too light for me, but it's actually kind of perfect. Okay, so I'm super happy with that. And I'm gonna use whatever's left on this brush to kind of contour the nose. Just gonna kind of blend that out a little bit with this kabuki brush. Just kind of soften those lines. Wow, this is really beautiful. I'm gonna say first impressions, I give this like 5 stars out of 5. I really, really love this bronzer. And again, it's super affordable. My Too Faced was around $30 and this one was about $12 from Ulta's website. I'm very, very impressed. So that concludes all the products for my mini Ulta haul. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera and then pop back. That concludes today's video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below, letting me know what products you think I should purchase next. I always love hearing you guys' recommendations. I love testing out new products, especially those that are more drugstore, more affordable, more cheap. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the week and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.